What's going on, YouTube? So Toyota has been taking performance vehicles seriously, and one of the fan favorites is the GR Corolla. This hot hatch is already a blast to drive, but now for 2025 they are making enhancements and making it more accessible than ever before. So is this an even sharper rival for 2025 to things like the Civic Type R? Well, let's go ahead and find out. All right, so let's get things started with the exterior, of course. Now, in terms of what we have with the front end design, it's not gonna be radically different for 2025, but what they have done is actually enhance the overall aero of this model. You want better airflow into the engine, and you'll notice that this lower fascia, this is going to be revised this year. You've got a new look going on, especially over here on the right and left-hand sides. You'll notice that this does mean, though, that you don't have the fog lights anymore, but you'd have that enhanced aero. Now, speaking of lighting, up top here, we've got our LED headlights, of course. You got that signature Corolla design with the really long daytime running light and turn signal indicator as well. And then you've got the hood vents up here at the top. And by the way, I do want to point out that the trim structure is changed for 2025. And let's talk about the wheels now. So we have an 18-inch alloy wheel. This is a multi-spoke design. As you can see, got a nice matte black finish. Of course, you do have Performance Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires on board as well for maximum grip. And then the huge fender flares that the GR Corolla has always been known for. It just has a very meaty and aggressive look that's really far removed from the standard Corolla. Now, as far as our mirrors are concerned, of course, you've got the gloss black finish on board. We do have blind spot monitoring as well as heating. Now, as we move on around, you'll continue to see, of course, this is a hot hatch after all. It's got a very aggressive look. Again, very flared fenders in the rear as well. And then in terms of our overall look, nothing's really changing too much. We've got that signature design here with our taillights that looks very similar to the headlights. Got the exposed wiper on the back, prominent Toyota badging as well as GR Corolla badging. And then the lower part is going to be all finished in a gloss black. One of the things I'm glad is still here for 2025 is the fact that we have 3 exhaust outlets. Now, in terms of safety systems, you do have all of the active ones as standard equipment, but let's go ahead and get inside so we can start to talk about some of the more important 2025 changes.
If you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
All right, now let's go ahead and check out the interior. Here's our key fob. We do have the specific GR branding, of course. It is a smart entry system as well. And then getting inside the vehicle, just reach behind the handle and that will unlock the door. Now, taking a look at the interior, obviously, as soon as you look at it, you'll realize this is not your everyday Corolla, that's for sure. There's a lot of performance bits inside of this cabin. And really the main thing is our seats. So you'll notice with this seat design, obviously we've got performance buckets on board. It is a single piece design. You've got the GR branding up there at the top. Alcantara finish on the inside section with a leatherette on the outside edges. The seats themselves are manual adjusting across all the trim levels of the GR Corolla. Well, let's go ahead and climb inside. Now, as far as the rest of the cabin materials, we'll check those out now. We've got a leatherette on the armrest. You have a stitched plastic up here on the door trim. As you move to the upper dash, this is finished in a leatherette with stitching detail. Another one goes across the dashboard, again with some more leatherette. Down here in the lower sections, this is going to be hard touch, and really overall, it's pretty much the same for 2025. Now, let me show you something that's not the same though, because I'm going to start up this vehicle and you'll notice my left leg is not doing anything at all. That's because this is the new automatic transmission version, and we're going to talk about more of that in a little bit when we pop the hood. But as you can see, you just put your foot on the brake and press that button to start it up. Now, getting into the interior details, let's take a look at our gauge cluster. Full digital across the lineup. I really like the look of this. As you can see, you've got the special performance gauges on board. You also have a head-up display with a lot of different kinds of information on board. Now, as we look at the steering wheel, we've got the signature GR design, really nice feel in the hand. The buttons are kind of minimalistic and not in the way. It's manual, tilt, and telescoping. Of course, it is also heated. And as far as interior storage is concerned, it's just as bad as it was last year. As you can see, we don't actually have a center armrest and console storage area at all. It's just not there. We've got this little pad. You got a couple cup holders. And then up here in the front, this is your biggest area. It is a wireless phone charging pad. You also have a USB-C connection now for 2025. And you got your heated seats behind that. As you can see, in place of our manual shifter, we've got the automatic transmission shifter. Just pull down for drive, bump over here to go into manual mode. Obviously you can control it, or you can do the paddle shifters on the steering wheel as well. Heading into reverse, we've got a kind of traditional backup camera. It actually does not have active trajectory on board, and the resolution is not too good, but you can still see pretty well. We do also have nice handbrake here in the center console area. Climate controls and our infotainment system. This is really just going to be the same as in other Corolla models. So dual zone automatic through there. As far as this is a smaller display. It's just an 8-inch display. It does have the latest software on board. So you've got wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay still. Up top, we've got the manual dimming mirror. Got some LED lighting, and we do not have a sunroof. And let's check out the back seat. Obviously, the seat you want to be in is this one here, driving. But if you can't, you have really plenty of space back here as well. It's not huge because it's not supposed to be, but you got a decent amount of leg room. You do have a little bit of space to wiggle your toes around. You get a USB-C and a 12-volt outlet as well, and you got some mat pockets in the back. The seats themselves, I have to say, are really comfortable. I like this design. It kind of hugs you in place. You do also have the armrest that folds down there and gives you access to the cup holders. And then as far as the door trims, you've got additional cup holders over there. It is going to be hard touch along the top, of course, but you've got the leatherette pad for your arm to rest against. All right, let's go ahead and pop the hatch for this hot hatch. When I do, you'll find 17.8 cubic feet of cargo capacity. That is a pretty good number. It's going to be a little smaller than, say, what you get in a Civic Type R, but overall, it's pretty practical. That's really the point of having a hot hatch, right? Is to have the performance and also have the practicality that comes with it. We've got nice carpeting through here. Looks like we've got some underfloor storage going on through there as well, which is nice. Got the cargo cover. You can fold those seats down to get your maximum space as well very easily. All right, let's talk about what's really important here, and that's what we have under the hood. So the magic of the GR Corolla starts with this engine. It's the same 1.6 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, but we have enhancements in terms of our power figures for 2025. We now have 295 pound-feet of torque, which is up 22 pound-feet of torque over the 2024 model. We continue to have 300 horsepower. Now, the other big thing comes when the transmission is concerned. So we still have the standard 6-speed manual transmission on board, but this year we now have a new automatic transmission option. It's called DAT, Direct Automatic Transmission. It's an 8-speed automatic, and it just kind of makes this vehicle more available to the masses for 2025 because some people, they don't know how to drive manual. They wanted to drive this vehicle, but they didn't know how to do it. They didn't want to live with it every day. This gives you an additional option, just increasing everyday livability. I do want to point out that's going to be a $2,000 option, and our combined fuel economy should be coming in at about 24 miles per gallon combined. Now we're dying to show you guys what this is like out on the track as well as on the street with the new automatic transmission, the new launch control, and everything. But we're gonna have to wait just a little while longer we are under a driving impressions embargo. So of course, out of respect to Toyota as well as our fellow journalists, we will be honoring that until the date below. But make sure you come back to the channel so that you can see this performance machine out on the track. All right, so let's get into the pricing. So it does change a little bit this year, especially since we have new trim levels on board. The Core, which is the base model, is $38,860. The Premium moves up a little bit to a little over $41,000. And then the Premium Plus is $45,515. As you can see, with this model right here, we do have some extra options that bring the price up to $47,990 after destination. As always, I'll remind you guys, if you want to get the best price on not just a GR Corolla, but all vehicles, make sure to head over to our website and go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. On there, you will find a tool which will get you the best price with local dealerships in your area. It'll also give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you want to find out more information about that, make sure you click the link below in the description or click on the pinned comment at the top of the video. Well guys, thanks so much for joining us on this really fun review of the 2025 Toyota GR Corolla. If you found this video useful, make sure you go down below, click the thumbs up and subscribe. When you do that, it helps us to have access to vehicles like this. Come on events like we did today with Toyota in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you're already a fan and subscriber, we thank you so much for your continued support. And make sure to come back again next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.